Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to show you all the new objects that are coming up in the Three Kingdoms DLC for Age of Empires 2 here. Um, I've been given preview access, although as of the time of recording right now, I believe this information is now public as well, and potentially in the scenario editor already. You'll have to check. In any case, let's take a look. I've designed a nice scenario here to showcase off everything. And I made myself a list so we don't forget anything. Just overall about this DLC, it adds 5 new civilizations, and the existing Chinese one is still there. So we get the Wu, the Wei, the Shu, the Jurchens, and Kittens. Now, I probably mispronounced all of those, and I apologize in advance for any other mispronunciations that I may do in the course of this video. Now, without further ado, let's take a look at what I've got here. So I think what I want to show first actually is the new color corrections so that I don't forget these. So these, like 4 of these existed and they added like another 12, just different, slightly different versions of map lighting. If you're playing the campaigns, you should keep the setting for the color correction enabled so that if the campaign does anything with it, like some of them have like a nighttime mission or something, definitely do it. It's nice to have atmospheric lighting. Murky, night. Night already existed, but some of these other ones are new. Rainforest, savanna, they're all new. Spring, steppe. These can also be used, in your own scenario, in your own map script. I will have a separate video specifically about map scripting stuff. Winter. So we're going to clear the color correction, and now we're going to take a look at the objects. So we have this panda rock here. It animates. We'll look at how it animates later when I test this scenario. It has like 1 billion frames. And I think what I want to do is go over the Gaia stuff first, and then the player objects. So if I click on Gaia, yeah, so we've got basically a new type of deer here, or a goat. It's an argali. And we also we can't select a lot of these things. This is a red-crested crane. It's a new type of bird. And we have these new limestone cliffs here that I've just drawn out. They look quite nice with the little plant patches on them. I downloaded the enhanced graphics DLC. I don't normally use it, but I thought for this preview video, it makes sense to do it. I also disabled all my mods. Not even intentionally, that just happened because the game crashed and then I misclicked. But I think that's good. So we have this lush bamboo forest that can be used instead of the default bamboo forest. I think it looks very nice. I had a mod for lush bamboo in the HD edition. It's great to finally see it here. Here are the individual trees. I think I got most of them. The stumps. We've also got new felled trees have been added. These are basically a stump, but with full wood. So that could be useful in your maps if you want to have simulate a place where people have started cutting down trees, but you still want villagers to be able to gather from the cut down trees. Then we've added basically a reskinned wolf. It's an Arabian wolf. We've added 2 reskins for the bear, the black bear and the polar bear. We have 4 wild horses in addition to the current existing wild horse. These don't have any food on them as such. They're just decoration. They can't be captured. They can be killed. You'd have to modify them if you want to give them food in your map. These skins already existed, but only as a player-controlled horse. Then we have the chicken. Now the chicken is a new type of huntable / herdable. Basically, you have the herdable version, which is player controllable. You can find it and bring it to your TC, 65 food. And then you have the wild version, which acts like a deer, except you can't push it very far away. It wants to stay where it spawned. So it'll run away a bit from villagers, but you can't push it to your TC. These have been added to some of the official maps as a variant that can spawn instead of normal deer. I think to combat the deer pushing meta. The interesting thing is that you have both these can't be captured, these can be captured. So I'm not sure if the herdable version is added to any of the official maps. That could be a bit confusing since both variants exist. We also have the monkey, which means that we no longer need to call monkeys smoke monkeys when we add them, when we use Furious the Monkey Boy on a map script or a scenario. Right? You can actually use this new monkey object. It doesn't come with food by default, but at least you don't have to use the monkey boy anymore. Same with the penguin. We don't need to use the cheat unit anymore because there's a separate penguin unit. Alright, now let's take a brief look over here. We have 3... So I showed you this new terrain, right? The bamboo terrain. That's the new forest. We have 3 new water terrains. This one is amphibious. These 2 are deeper water, medium and deep water, let's say, or shallow and deep. They're called yellow water in the scenario editor. Sort of yellow shallows, yellow water. Looks pretty brown still. And while we're here, this is the Luchuan, which is a siege, basically a cannon galleon replacement for some Eastern civilizations. I think all the new civs get it, as far as I remember. If you want detailed information about the tech trees of the different civilizations, probably check out one of the other content creators like Spirit of the Law. I might make a video as well, but not today. We got access to this on very short notice, so I haven't been able to pre-record anything. I'm basically doing this on the fly. We also have these new pasture terrains, like 0%, 33, 30, 66, and fully grown pasture, and dead pasture. It's similar to farm terrains, except they are spawned by the new pasture building, which we'll take a look at later. Only the dead pasture looks different on the minimap. All the rest of them look like grass. Now, we have a fine selection of objects. Here we have these market stalls, and they exist in every possible, end piece, middle piece, each rotation, corner piece, diagonal. They exist in a bunch of variations, so you can make like a long extended market. I have them all separated here, but you can make a nice looking Asian market in any orientation you want. We have some Chinese ruins here. We have these gates. We have some pagoda style buildings and temple style buildings. We have these fountains. We have a cart. We have some weapon racks in different orientations. We have this nice stone arch bridge. We have some siege equipment being built. We have a lantern object with a variety of lit and unlit rotations. We have a new burned building. Basically, it's similar to the existing burned building object, except this one has the Eastern model with bamboo instead of using a Western burned building. Next up, we have, what am I going to look at next? Let's scroll down a bit. We have these pillars here. We also have these nice ones here. And let me peek around. We have new individual bridge pieces so that you can pick and choose the little pieces of bridge C and D. And, you even have the individual wall pieces if you want to use those to craft something nice in a scenario. Give me a second. So, what else have we got? We have these flags are actually player controllable as well. Just some additional flags, and this, I think it's like a ritual marker is what this one is called, if I remember correctly. Right, then some more scenery. We have limestone rocks, these small ones here, in 4 variations. We also have these really big limestone pillars with nice trees on them in 4 rotations. We have the Asian pine tree. This one doesn't have a forest, but it's a tree that you can place. We have the peach blossom tree. Same deal. We have the willow tree, a very big tree. And then we have the it's called an Asian maple, but essentially it's just, it's a maple tree. We have the green and the autumn version. So the green versions here are all green in various rotations and shapes, and then the autumn versions come in, yellowish green all the way to deep red. So some really nice trees. There is no maple forest as of right now, but you can definitely decorate your map with these trees. Beautiful deep red. Also, while we're here, we got a bunch of new leaf. Alright, well, actually, the same object with a bunch of rotations again. Same with the trees, of course, it's different rotations of the same object. But we have maple leaves in all different colors and sizes, and we also have the blossoms here. So, alright, let me make sure I'm not missing anything. I showed the pastures. I showed this stuff here. Yeah, you can't select these because they're only scenario editor objects and only controllable by Gaia. I guess we can go over here now. So you have these lanterns. These can belong to a player. You also have these broken fence pieces. These can also belong to a player, but they are real small. And now I think we'll get on to buildings and units. So there aren't actually many new player controllable buildings. We have this Chief's Yurt, which, as far as I know, I apologize if this is incorrect. I didn't have a lot of time to check the tech tree in detail, but I think this is just a scenario editor object. There's the pasture, which is a farm replacement for one of the new civilizations. We have a Yurt M, just another yurt. It's the same yurt that's in the center of this pasture, as you may have noticed. And you have the Hall of Heroes, which is used in the campaign to train heroes throughout several campaign missions, from what I understand. I haven't played the campaigns, but the description says that that's what it's used for. So this, I believe, is the only one that you'll see in multiplayer. And now we get to the units. So there's this new pagan priest with a relic or without it. There are also regional monk skins, which I will look at the end of this video. So stick around if you want to see those. We have the Fire Lancer. They're both elite. That is a nuisance. Let me just see. If I change myself to Castle Age, there we go. Right. Yeah. We'll also take a look at the animations for some of these units afterwards. We have the Heavy Rocket Cart. This is a mangonel replacement for some of the new civilizations and the rocket cart. Yeah. We have the Pagoda, which is a unique unit. We have the Grenadier, which I think is it's basically a hand cannoneer replacement, which I think it blows itself up when it dies or causes an explosion on death. We have the Liao Do. Once again, I apologize for any mispronunciations. Unique unit. Then we have a unique mounted trebuchet that was seen in one of the promotional images. This is in fact a unit for one of the civilizations. We have the traction trebuchet. This is a unit shared by several civilizations. It's trainable at the siege workshop, and these civilizations cannot train a trebuchet at the castle because they can train a hero at the castle instead. That's why this is essentially their trebuchet equivalent, trainable from the siege workshop in Imperial Age, from what I understand. Then we have this heavy cavalry, which is unique for one of the new civilizations. We have another set of cavalry here. This one I showed backwards so you can actually see the nice tiger skin that it's wearing. It's called Tiger Cavalry. We have this raider. And then this is one of these new heroes. As you can see, it has the area of effect or aura is now shown with a new type of graphic. Yeah, so three of the civilizations get a hero replacement that they can train from the castle instead of a trebuchet, and then they train the trebuchet from the siege workshop. You have another unique unit here, White Feather Guard. We have the War Chariot, which, if memory serves me right, that's also a replacement for I don't remember which unit line it's replacing in the tech trees. Maybe we'll look at the tech trees afterwards too. And finally, the Fire Archer and the Jian Swordsman. So if I remember correctly, all of these units are trainable in multiplayer. Then we have a second set of units here. These are heroes. And we have Emperor in a litter, which is basically the Emperor in a barrel, but the Chinese version. And then we have a variety of hero units, which, while they shouldn't be too hard to pronounce, I'm not going to name them all because I will likely mispronounce them if I do. A lot of them, as you can see, have aura effects. Zhang Fei. Yeah, there we go. And then these are the campaign equivalents of the, this is the skirmish version, and this is the campaign version. We have these new heroes. Then what else have I got? I built a little test area. We'll check that out in a moment. But essentially, as far as I can tell, unless I've misinterpreted what I'd heard, there are no new voice lines. They're either using the existing Chinese ones or one of the other, perhaps like Mongolian or something. So we have the same voice lines, but we can look at that here. We can also test the chicken and such here, and we will do that in a moment. First, though, I actually have a different treat for you guys, and that is the new Elite Unique Unit skins, because all of the existing Unique Units now look different from their non-Elite and Elite parts. So I've tried to show all the new skins here. I guess we can start with the ships. The Elite Caravel, Elite Longboat, and Elite Turtle Ship. This looks sick. Generally, the Elite unit just has more gold on it. That's a common theme throughout many of them. And maybe it looks fancier in other ways, but often they're a bit gilded. So we'll just click through. There are a few cases, such as the Ballista Elephant, where the new graphic is the non-elite version, and then the elite version uses the old graphic. Definitely nice to be getting all these new skins. And then there were a few where supposedly both versions have seen an upgrade, so like the Geppetto here. It's Jaguar Warrior here. The hat. Here also, this non-elite and elite got an upgrade. Okay, and then we'll continue on here. Same here, supposedly the Plumed Archer got an upgrade. This is not... This is a scenario editor, elite and non-elite unit. It was added with the previous DLC with Persian rework, but it doesn't belong to any specific civilization. Nevertheless, there is still a new unique skin anyway, so I showed it here. Also, there have been some animation changes, like additional idle animations for some units. And also, the animations have been sped up so that they sync or with the actual attack rate. So the attack rate is the same, but now they deal damage when the animation shows them hitting the enemy. There were some units where it was very noticeable that they were desynced. Look at this guy too here. This golden cart. Alright, so now let me just get us back into post-im so we have redemption researched. We're going to test this stuff here. Once it loads. Actually, we'll start here. That's a good point. You can see it attacking. So basically it has like a trebuchet on board. For all intents and purposes, this is the cannon galleon. We can also click through all the units, actually. We'll do that afterwards, so. The monks have received a new conversion animation that's different from the healing animation. So these wild chickens here, they can be hunted. They can be pushed a little bit. But you can see that they're not really very interested in being pushed far away from where they came from. Yeah, basically they're walking back rather than walking forward any further. These all don't have any food by default. These are basically deer, and they can be pushed as usual. And these guys, these chickens, can be captured. Here are the felled trees. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but these are just the existing voice lines, no? Also, while we're here, the pasture. Basically, it generates animals, and then it can be upgraded to generate additional animals, and the villagers can gather from it. And then the villagers go... It's basically a farm, a glorified farm. We can also... Actually, now I'm doubting myself, but these are just the Chinese voice lines, no, right? This guy can attack ground and destroy trees like a mangonel would. Alright, so now we can peek around at the other things. We see here our pastor has also generated some food for us. The Fire Lancer has a charge attack of sorts, where I think the first attack deals more damage. Although it doesn't work against buildings. And I didn't put any enemy units in here, so we can't test it right now. And it looks like several units have an extra bar for special abilities. It's basically a cannon galleon. Oh, and deals lasting damage. Yeah, I read that in the description. Deals a bit of, you know, area of effect damage that lingers for a while. Another trebuchet actually that doesn't need to be packed or unpacked. This guy is pretty fast. I don't know what all the units do. You'll have to check out another video. This is mainly just to show off what they look like. Wow, this is a long-range archer. I guess not, we're just pretty close here. Why do I have Gawain? He actually knew, or did I mess something up and place the wrong unit? I almost feel like I messed something up and placed the wrong unit. Maybe I'll have to double check that later. Right. We can just have a peek here at our idle animations. And then I think this video is going to be done. And I will have further videos. I'm going to have one about the map scripting changes. I might have one about the new maps, and I might even do another one about the make random changes. I have to double check those. But I hope this was instructive. If I missed something, let me know in the comments. And let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see. So thanks for joining me. That's all for this video. Actually, let me double check my list of stuff that I want to talk about. Regional skins. Nope, it's not. I apologized. I apologize. I said goodbye too early. There was another thing I wanted to show you guys. I made a second scenario to show the regional castle skins. I was going to show that as well. Good thing that I checked my checklist. So basically I've put the wonder, the castle, the monastery, the monk with and without a relic, trade cards, and the king. Basically these are all units that have buildings that have, regional variations. And we're just going to go through every civilization. We'll stop and take a more detailed look at those that are new. So I need the civilization list. So the Achaemenids. Let's see, get everything in frame. Armenians. So we have a lot of new castles, right? That's going to be the highlight, and also the new monk skins here. Every civilization now is a unique castle. And we have regional monks. And a few more regional monasteries. Wait a minute. I was looking at the Wonder, wasn't I? Wasn't I for the Armenians? Yeah, I was looking at the Wonder saying, oh, this is new. But of course, this is the castle. And it's not new. Silly me. Let's move on. Galles. That's the king, yeah. Yeah, this castle is new. And we have our new monk here. Bohemians, Britons we started with. Bulgarians. Also using the Orthodox monk here. Burgundians. Burmese. Byzantines. This is a new castle. And also this monastery, I think, is new. recall correctly. It's hard. Like, I want to zoom in, but I also want to have everything in frame. And I have to find the right balance. Like that. Chinese Newcastle. And then, yeah, some civilizations will now be using the shrine as their monastery, such as the nomadic ones, the Cumans here. And we have this fine priest here. I want to be a slight bit higher. I got good enough. Dravidians. Yeah, we have another monk skin. We have the Ethiopian castle. I think I'm gonna have to zoom out a little bit. Not happy with this view here. Good enough. Frank Castle here. Someone who is more architecturally and historically sound than me might be able to know what all of these are depicting. Yeah, so many of the civilizations already did have unique castles, all the new DLC ones, of course. But some of the old ones did not, like here the Huns, featuring a new monk, new monastery, new castle. This, I think, is what the castle looks like in AoE 3 for Incas, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, I know we have the Catholic priest here. Okay, Japanese get to keep their castle. Yeah, so I'm cutting off the roof. I don't know if you'd rather see the roof or a close-up of the monks. I think we kind of want to show everything. But you've sort of seen the monk skins now. Korean castle here. I mean, the important thing is that all of them are recognizable as a castle still, which I think for most of them I'd say is the case. Just you sort of need to structurally make it look like a castle. This one's new as well. Mongols are also using the new monastery. That's a new castle as well, I believe. Portuguese. Yeah, very consistent in the architectural style. Okay, Saracens. I'll scroll here. Tatars. Teutons. That's we remember these things. This is okay. We have this one's new. Vietnamese. Very nice. Oh, new Viking castle. And I mean, you also get to see the wonders here as an added bonus, right? So that was all of these civilizations. And now I'm actually going to say that this video is done. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your comments below and check out my other videos as well.